Hey guys, welcome back to Ikesoft Original, and on today's lesson we're going to see how we can add push notification to this particular project. Now before we get started, if you have yet not subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe for more exciting videos. Also the link to the description, which is the source code download, is in the link in the description below, so you can show your love, you can show some little appreciation. Then you download the source code for free. Then you download the source code, let's say that. So before we get started, make sure you have followed the part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 of the video, and this is the part 5 of the video, so make sure that you are following me. Good. Now from this section, this is what we're gonna do, right? From this section we're going to create a new form, right? So go to project, add new form, and then we're going to call this notification, right? So for this notification, just add it. Now on this notification, arrange it as how you wish to arrange it anyway. So form border style, I will choose it to be none. So this is how it's going to be anyway. So I'm going to change the back color to blue. Good. Then I will add a panel, right? I will just add one panel. Then the back color for the panel will be white. Good. And then I will drag the panel to the top. Good. And then I will just scale it down. Now I will go to quick scan and then copy this close button right here. Copy that. Good. Now go to notifications, come here, paste it. You get it? So let's come here and then place it somewhere here, and that is fantastically good. Now let's add a lip, Bonifun ellipse. Drop that one to the main form and then turn the ellipse radius to 10, right? Turn that one to the ellipse radius to 10. Good. Alright, so from this point we're gonna add a picture box, right? There you go. So let's change the size mode to stretch. Let's choose an image, which is you can add your notification image. I already have it here, so I just add it, and this is it, right? This is it. Good. So I'll just save my project due to lighting system. So I'll just add a label. I'll add one label right here, and then the context or the fore color of it, I'll choose white. Good. And then the label for the text, I will say that let's say notification, let's say push notification, right? So push notification, right? Good. And then for the font size, I would like to choose bold and then make it 12 anyway. And then for this push notification back color, I will choose red, right? Good. And that's how it's going to be anyway. Good. So I'll just copy and paste it once more, then add this one here, and then the back color I will turn it to blue as it was previously. Now the font size will go back to 10 and then regular, right? So this is it. Then from the notification, I will say that notice, right? Notice. Then I bring my quotation marks, then I say your computer might be at risk, or then we say that being affected by virus. Click on scan, right? So it's gonna be capital letters, scan now to click on scan now. Good. So let's do it that way. Anyway, this is how we're gonna do it. Now you can see how it just appeared, right? Good. So from this section, I would like to choose the font size. You can decide to make it 8, but you know, it depends on what you want to do anyway. So for these two, I'll just rearrange them. I will add this, and then, you know, reposition them, rearrange them, something like that. Good. And then this, I'll just bring it right here, and then, you know, close it a little bit, and then bring this one here. We are all you know, we are developing something anyway. Now let's add a button. So we will add only one button, and then for the back color for the button, we will say green. And then for the flat star, we will say that pop up anyway. Good. Then this is how we're gonna do it. Good. This is how we're gonna do it. So this is how we're gonna do it. Just, you know, arrange it as anyhow you wish to do, you know, just arrange it. Good. This is how I want it. Now for the text on the button, I will say that scan now. Good. And then for the fore color, I will say that white. Then I will choose bold, right? Bold, and then choose maybe 10. I believe I will choose 9 for now. Good. I will choose 9 for now, and I believe that is it. So on this scan is gonna call this quick scan, right? So from this scan is gonna call that quick scan. So probably this is how we're gonna do it. Hey, it's to me yedin. Ah, probably this is how it's gonna be anyway. So we're gonna add let's start with the coding, right? Let's start with the coding. Now let's go to view. Now from this notification, go to notification events. Now go to load events, right? Load events. Now this is what we're going to see. We're going to say me.visible equals to true, right? Then we're gonna declare some statements from what we did previously. So we're gonna say that dim x as integer. We're gonna declare x as integer, and then we're gonna declare y as integer, right? And then we're gonna say that x equals to screen dot primary screen, right? Primary screen dot working area dot width, right? So we're gonna work with the width. Then we say y equals to screen dot primary screen dot working area dot height, right? Then we say minus me dot height, right? So that is what we're gonna say. And then we're gonna say that me dot show, we don't want to show the taskbar. We don't want to show it in the taskbar. So is equals to false, which is me dot show in taskbar equals to false. Then after that, we say that do until. We're gonna use do until here. So do until x equals to screen dot primary screen dot width, right? Primary screen dot working area, right? Dot working area dot width. Then we say minus me dot width, right? Good. Now from this section, now let's say that x, let's declare a statement as x equals to x minus 1 from what we did previously. Then we say me.location equals to new point, which is our x and y. Good. Now I think we are nearly done, right? So this is the code line for this notification to pop up, and it will be popping up at the right bottom side of our screen. Good. So before it pops up, let's go to the desktop. Now let's go to the form 1. Let's add a progress bar, right? We add one progress bar, which is this. Good. The visibility will tend to false later, so let's add a timer, one timer, and then let's enable the timer to be through. Guys, I had a call, I'll be back. Okay guys, we are back. So for the timer, enable the timer and then double click on the timer, and this is what we are going to say. We're going to say that progress bar 1 dot increment should be 1, right? It should be 1. Sorry. And we're gonna say that if progress bar 1 dot value equals to 100%, then the timer should stop, right? If the timer stops, then we will call the notification, right? So notification dot show, right? So then the notification is going to show, right? So that is it. Let's try it out and see how it works, right? So this is it. Now the smart protector is working. You can see that it's loading. As soon as it reaches the end, you see that the push notification will be popped up, and as you can see from this section, it's working. So when you click on scan now, it should do something. When you click on the close button, it should do something. So let's work on that one and let's see how it works, right? So let's close everything, and then let's go back to the push notification, the notification. Let's do the close one, right? If we close it, before we can close it, let's add a timer. Let's add 2 timer, and then this first timer, we're gonna do some simple nice fading effects. So we will say that if me dot opacity is less than equals to 1.0, then it should do something, which is me dot opacity equals to me dot opacity minus 0.1, right? Good. And then we're gonna go to the timer 2, right? And then we're gonna tell the timer 2 that if me dot opacity is less than equal to 0.2, then something should happen. It should end the we will say that then it should end that particular sub. So we won't say end, we will say that me dot hide, right? Me dot hide. So we will just okay, let's say me dot close for now, and let's see how it works. Good. So now let's start it and let's see how it works. Let's see how it works. So it's loading. So as you can see, it's coming. Good. That is push notification. Good. So when I click on the close button, you will see that automatically it's not doing anything, right? That means we need to add one more code. So for the code, let's go to the to this one. So when we click on that close button, we will say that timer 1 dot start, timer 2 dot start, right? Good. Then we just start it. So now as soon as it reaches to 100%, it will just pop up, and then after it is being popped up, it will just tell you that when you click on it, it will gently fade out, and that is absolutely awesome, right? So yeah, that is what I'm talking about. Now let's work with the what we can do now is we can copy all this and then apply it to the other sections, and it's gonna be very, very fantastic. So let's say this scan here, scan now. When the person click on the scan now, the timer 1 should start, timer 2 should start, right? And then good, the timer 1 should start, and then the timer 2 should start. So if it starts, we will say me dot close, then it pops let's say quick scan dot show, right? So we will just save it. Now let's try that. Let's try it out and see. I think we are 18 minutes more going, so let's see how burst it works. Good. And now I believe you can see that right here. Now when you click on scan now, you see that I just came by, right? Okay, good. All right, so I believe that okay, this is what we're gonna do, right? Me dot close should be out, and then we will just say that the timer 2 should start, and as soon as it closes, so we're gonna see something right here. We will say that if me dot close, if okay is closing, that is it. So we will just get this. All right, so let's do this. We will say that notification, no, we will say that quick scan dot show, right? Let's simply do it this way anyway. So let's start it once more and see how best it works. Now you can see that the push notification is working perfectly fine. When we click to close it, you see that it will fade nicely. What about how to reset this back? Let's reset it, right? So we will say that for this progress bar, we will tell the timer that if the notification dot show, then everything should be okay. Then we are going to say that we are going to tell the notification that if itself is being closed, which is me dot close, then we will call the form 1 dot progress bar 1 dot value equals to 0, right? And then we are going to say that timer form 1 dot timer 1 dot start as soon as it do that. So we will say that before the timer 1, we will say that form 1 dot timer 1 dot interval. Hey, so we're gonna say that form 1 dot timer 1 dot interval equals to instead of 1000, let's say 500, right? 500, and that will increase that one, right? So let's see how best it works. You will see that it will increase it by that way, right? Good. So now this is 100, right? It is working on 100. So as you are using the system, you'll see that automatically it will just pop up for you. This is it, right? It will just pop this up. Now we are going to add another timer, let's say for about 5 seconds, and you haven't touched it, it will just fade out again, right? We will do that. So you can close that now and it will be working. Now you see that it comes back to you know, it resets the system, right? So it will be working as you are you know, controlling it, and quickly it will just give you another you know, push notification, which will be very effective, all right. So from this angle, guy no send 50 cedis now. Okay, so from this angle, this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to see how we can disable the push notification without closing it, right? Now you see that it is been taking a while and it will pop up as we did it. It will pop up. Okay, so you can see that it is now popped up. When you close it, it will just reset back to that you know, state again. But this is the point where we're going to say that we're gonna change everything here, right? We're gonna change everything here. So this is what we're gonna do. We can then add a new push notification, which will be the danger one, right? So let's go to project, add Windows form, let's say danger. Good. And that will be on our next lesson, where we will add a lot of you know, code of lines to this. So I'm just giving you out the scenario how it's gonna be, right? So the sizable is gonna be none. We're gonna be adding panel, right? So for the panel, that will be white as we did it already. Good. And then the dock style will be top. Good. And then for the top, let's scale it out. Yeah, good. Now let's save everything. Now let's go back to the push notification. Now we can see that after you have you know, created it, it will just, you know, looping itself for you. Now let's go to the form 1. Let's add one timer. So now we have timer 2, right? This is the timer 2, and then the timer 2 interval is going to be 100, right? It's going to be 100. Super. So let's duplicate the progress bar, and then we're going to go in for the timer 2. So we're going to go in for timer 2, and from the timer 2 we are going to say that progress bar 2 dot increment. The increment should be 1, as we did earlier, right? It should be 1. Then we're going to say that if progress bar 2 dot value equals to 100, then we're going to enable the okay, this one for this code of line, it will not be here, right? So let's delete this. We want to tell the increment of the timer 1 to be you know, 1. But let's go back to the main notification, and then we will go in for the form, right? So we will say that we are going to say that let's go in for the form load, right? So we're going to say that after the loop, we're going to say that if form 1 dot progress bar 1 bar 2 dot value equals to 100, then we say that then if okay that timer 1 should start, timer 2 should start. So just copy that and put that one here. Good. So this is what we're going to do, right? So we're going to say that as soon as we start this will also start, right? So we're going to say that we're going to turn the enable to false as we did already. Then we're going to the timer 1. So when the timer 1 dot enable equal to false, right? So when the time we will go to the form load event. So for the form load event, we are going to say that if timer 1 dot enabled equals to true, then timer 2 dot enabled equals to false, right? Else we're gonna say that timer 2 dot enabled equals to true. So this is how it's gonna work. It's gonna do some reciprocation, right? So if we have not touched if we have not touched anything, it won't be loading anyway. But as soon as we touch anything here, let's say okay, so it's there. As soon as it comes, we need to work along with that. So when it's you haven't touched anything, then it should load. As soon as this comes out, this one should start, right? So this is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. Just go back to the notification. Now you see that it says okay, then we will say that after the visibility is equals to true, we will say that, let's say, from 1 dot timer 2 dot enabled dot start. So let's see that. Otherwise, in other means, we will say that if the progress bar 1 value reaches to, let's say, 100%, then the timer 2 should start. It depends on whatever you want to do, right? Okay, so this is it. It's being shown now. You can see that this is working, right? We have not touched it yet. So as soon as it reaches to 100%, it should automatically fade, right? So let's do that one now, and let's see how best it works. Now we said if from 1 dot progress bar 2 dots, okay, then the timer 1 should start, which is timer 1 should start, timer 2 should start. Yes, so we will say that then from 1 dot timer 2 dot stop, right? So we're gonna stop the timer first. Otherwise we will say that if mouse click, we will go by a mouse click. When we click on scan now, we will just say that we will just tell the first timer, right, the second timer. So we will say that from 1 dot timer 2 dot stop, right? And then we do the same thing for the rest. We will say that for this one too, we will say that from 1 dot timer 2 dot stop, right? So that is how the code works. Probably you see that as soon as we are not touching it, as soon as this loads, it will pop up the message for us, right? It will just pop up the message for us. And if we are not touching it, you see that now is the push notification is here, and now we are not touching it. So as soon as it reaches to 100%, it will just vanish itself. Okay, so it's not working. Let's see if the pause works, right? I think we are 32 minutes more going, so we will be done very soon. Then on our next lesson, we see how to do the danger alert, so that you can see that virus is available. Now you can see that it's loading. As soon as I click on this, it pauses it, right? So it's being paused, right? It's being paused. Good. So that is how it works, right? When I close it, now you can see that this is working back again. Now let's see something. We will say that All right, good. Now we're going to say that, let's go back to the form 1, let's go to the timer 2, and then we will say that if progress bar 2 dot value equals to 100, then timer 2 should stop, right? As soon as it stops, we will say that notification dot timer 1 dot stop, right? Then dot start, sorry. Then we say once again that notification dot timer 2 dot start, right? So it's gonna start those timer, which will close the form, right? So it will just close the form itself. Let's try this out. If it didn't work, we will go by on our next lesson. So don't forget to, stay tuned. Now that is it. The push notification is working perfectly fine, and we are not touching it. So we are supposed to it's supposed to disable or close itself. Perfect. Boom, y'all. Then we are done. So everything is intact, and guys, we are good to go. So thanks for watching this very tutorial. If it is helpful for you, or if it is helpful to you, don't forget to show appreciation in the link in the description below. PayPal me any amount you wish to donate to me. That will be fine to support Ikesoft Original. Subscribe to my channel if you have yet not subscribed to my channel. Until we meet again, have a nice day, and Ikesoft Original is out.